not going to be easy, especially how Strefan has been playing lately, as we said multiple times already. But let's take a quick look at the stats. 42% win rate on Feneb. I mean, we just saw 48 on Eamon and Armani, so not too bad, but 66% on Strefan.
I mean, I was talking about that. Strefan is playing really, really strong in this league. I'm also surprised about the very high precision, given the fact that Feneb is a moving player, and usually as a moving player you get more precise guesses down. However, Strefan still over Feneb with the precision as well.
And we just saw really Strefan is above him, even with 8 games less played, so he still has so many games to play, and we started off it nice and easy in the UK, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that get my attention was Feneb getting dressed up very well today for
again,
the World League game.
Finally, a player dressing for the occasion.
Yeah, love to see that.
You like to see it. And we do have a lot of signs here for both players. Strefan already scanning, and we did have a town name, I think.
We have a sign to Glasgow, but all the other signs I am not familiar with.
I mean, Oban is on the west coast. Oban is on the west coast. I just saw it, and I think we're in Inverness, and it was northwest of West Strafanis right now. And Feneb found it.
That's the precision I was talking about. With a player like Feneb, getting these guesses through does happen almost on every game he plays.
And he does it in style as well.
5K
nice suit on.
Of the day.
True. First 5K of the day. Not gonna be the last for sure.
No.
Or at least I'm hoping so.
I assume the same. And we are going over to this round where we have some octagonal poles. Was it octagonal?
I thought we were in Chile.
Okay, yeah, that's why I'm surprised. It looks like Chile. I think that we had an indent pole.
I agree.
I see it wrong. So yeah, we are in Chile. The vibe for here, I mean, I would say we are somewhere north or south of Santiago. Not too far south, not too far north.
Nice spot there by Strefan. He has a road number, and they are numbered from north to south. It starts with A in the north. You can remember that by thinking about A for Arica, so and that goes south to Z. Quick tip.
Yep. Let's say lettered.
Lettered. Yeah, true, not really
lettered,
numbered. But also numbered because but the higher numbers as well.
Yeah, they also go from north to south. Strefan really making good use of that sign. However, Feneb also in the right valley there. Joining Strefan. Not giving him too much room to gain points there.
Yeah, no big points in this round. Probably also no big points. Europe rounds can be pretty easy for these players, especially when you're in the Netherlands. Just too many clues to really miss here. But the question is, can somebody 5K or does somebody want to 5K? We do have Lelystad.
Again, Strefan using his movement skills to get to the sign again. Getting out of the suburbs in the Netherlands is a pain.
Yeah, and he does have a town name as Waten.
Therefore, I'm very impressed he made it out this quick. Feneb still trying to find his way out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like an easy way out here. Maybe he finds a town name on the bus stop. But Strefan really just found out pretty quickly there. But does he know the town names here?
The timer is ticking down. Will Feneb find anything useful? I don't think he did, but hey, getting closer anyway.
Yeah, nothing really exciting happening in those first 3 rounds, and that just means that we pretty much start off clean on a 2.5x multiplier. And we do start it off in India.
Love to see that as a spectator, not as a player.
And can Feneb read something, because he looks at a sign and instantly zooms in. Seems confident.
I mean, there is an address, but I cannot read that. It's something with NI in the beginning, maybe?
Maybe, let's see it.
I
Ooh, indoor.
Indoor. Oh, yeah. Okay, the I is reversed. If it's
Yeah,
on the... Yeah. In.
We weren't indoors, but we were indoor. Indoor. Sorry, I had to get that one out quickly.
Had to pull off one Ziggy joke.
I mean, if Toby isn't here, I have to take over his job.
I hope we leave it for one for today.
That's the only one I'm gonna pull. But
as we go over to this Brazil round, we have an area code. Both players did spot the 82, which put them to the north.
Sorry guys. I see a lot of feels weird mans in chat, but you know, I'm also pushing 30, so
then it's valid.
Alright, we just had an area code, so I feel like this round should just be pretty straightforward.
Yep, they're probably looking for a bit more information to get the right city vibe, right? But both end up around in the same region. Only 33 points done in Brazil.
Yeah, Feneb looking quite healthy, still on 5.9k. Stute is still looking good, so what can really stop this man today?
Nothing. We have some pole paints here.
Ooh, the Ukraine pole paint, but we also have town names.
Let's sing Buril and Troitsk.
Buril and Troitsk. Doesn't ring a bell instantly, but we...
Not towns I am familiar with either. It looks lush green, flat, which leads you towards the north of the country, but...
Wait, is Troitsk not in Russia?
Troitsk.
I think Troitsk is in Russia. Yeah, it is. It's northwest of Kostanay. It's northwest of Kostanay, and it is where Feneb is scanning right now. I was about to say, that doesn't seem like a town that is in Kazakhstan. I think it's right off the border, and we're pretty close to it, so we might be very close to the border.
Yeah, I would assume that we are. Let's see where they both end up. I mean, they are in the same region. And again, it's about these little points to gain, which could have done by going further north. I feel like the angle was maybe off in that section of the road.
Could have been.
But they are both not happy about that, yes.
Yeah, especially Strefan had assigned to Troitsk, and he found one to Kostanay, so, you know, logically you would think that you were just in the middle of that road. But he didn't trust the angle there. As he finds another very good sign here.
Once again, Fier and Tirana and Malas is the off-road. Let's see. So Fier and Tirana are towards the north.
And I don't know why Feneb is struggling to line up the road today. His compass is off every single time he looks at the ground, but I'm not sure why.
That's why you use that sweet new feature, clicking on the N button. It does point you towards the north.
Yeah, the question is it already in place in the separate client they're using? I don't know, really.
I haven't seen it being used yet.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they just... Oh, Strefan found Malas there.
Good find,
He's
and that's
on it. Not the 5k, but the 4999.
But still, that's just very minimal points here. It's only 3 rounds left to play. And Feneb still sitting on a very healthy lead here. As we go into a pretty easy round again, we do have the black car in Senegal, which basically just puts you in TS or Dakar. Was it black car?
With this town given, I think at spawn it was black. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
okay. It's swapped. Panos ID again. Yeah. With how the city looks, I would say we are outside Dakar.
And we do have a suburb abbreviation, so it is findable. It says PL, so if you find a suburb that has any like P's or L's, or both, then it says Dakar Plateau. So I guess we're in the suburb of Plateau. It's very far south, and Feneb found it.
Plateau is in the south.
Why is Feneb scanning Saint Louis now?
Saint Louis.
I think Dakar is the only region where you get these street signs. Don't do it, Feneb.
With the size of the town given, I hope he stays in Dakar. He does, and he's on it.
Right suburb as well.
Sweet, 76 points to pick up there, but as I already mentioned, in a close matchup like this, you want those little extra points here and there, especially with getting closer towards the final round. We are around 9 out of 10 now.
Yes, but this finally looks like a bigger country here. I imagine we are in Chile again.
Indeed, we have those indent poles again.
But urban
However,
Chile, I mean,
it's
talk
hard
to
to
us.
make a region guess in urban Chile. I feel like you can't really make good usage of the landscape whenever you're surrounded by buildings. However, we still see some dry mountains around us, so that puts you more towards the north in Chile.
He found a sign saying Copiapo on this emergency truck. I don't know if he read it because he instantly moved over, but it did say Copiapo.
Okay, I missed it as well. But yeah, Copiapo, of course, makes a lot of sense. It's pretty far north, has
And
those dry
another
mountains
sign.
around.
And another sign with Copiapo on it. So, okay, he's looking. Okay, he was just checking. But Feneb also ending up in Copiapo. I don't know how, but
Maybe he was looking for
that will mean we will move
other
on to the last
cities.
round.
Yes, we do. Feneb
And
is not
Feneb?
happy about that. He's praying for a big country here. Of course, you don't want any easy round if you are behind.
Final
Because in
round.
Final round.
The
it
health on
will
both
come
of these.
out
Holy.
to who has more health, and we have those taxis.
Veracruz taxis. The red taxis.
And
it
it's
says
also saying
Veracruz.
Veracruz, so
The question is
could
which
you
town?
region guess I mean, it's a very long span in Veracruz.
Yes.
The shape of Veracruz will still give you enough room to turn this game around
Yeah, it is
for
possible.
Strefan. So, does Strefan want to find it right and win, or gamble some city to get it right?
They're very close to each
Where are
other
we?
too. They're both in Jalapa, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, switch.
It's a bit elevated. Yeah,
Oh,
there was
Strefan closer.
definitely room, but yeah, really hard to make a decision there whether you want to be close or gamble to be close by just instantly sending one side of Veracruz.
But I don't want to know if this is real, but is this the game that ended in moving with the most health left? Because we had 5k left on Feneb and 4k on Strefan, so we lost 3k health in total in 10 rounds.
Yep, there was a couple games I remember with a lot of health left, but I cannot give you any statistics on that. But
Fact
it is
check
up
me.
there, definitely. It is definitely up there with the moving game with most health left, I would assume. As we go over to the next round, we are in no move, looking like the plains in Canada. We have this wide dirt road, Gen 2 camera quality, which you usually don't really see in the US.
Yeah.
At least not as much as you do in Canada. And Feneb goes pretty far north, in Saskatchewan, and it is pretty far north. I mean, if you look at the map, it looks like middle, but if you know the coverage, in Saskatchewan, most of
And
the coverage
Feneb
is
is
south
vibing
of the
right now,
label.
by the way. I just see his
Yes,
head going round
yeah.
and round here. So he's definitely
There's
listening to some good music.
blasting.
And is that an Ankara Bollard?
I mean, this landscape is exactly the one I was talking about with you yesterday. Which you
Oh.
get north of Ankara. All the way
question
to
is-
Bolo, especially with the season.
Both of them not seeing the Bollard or not knowing. It's one of the two.
I didn't see it either.
I saw it. We even had the emblem on it.
Okay, I was
think.
probably looking at the wrong player screen.
I think Strefan had a good look at it.
If
so
there is a blue emblem on it, then it should be Ankara province.
Well,
And
he's
with
looking
these
at A
mountains, you
cities.
only get them north of Ankara. South of Ankara, you wouldn't get that, yeah. But
is that west?
that could still be in the province.
I don't know if that's Ankara, but
Because it
started with an
goes
A, I think.
very far west towards Eskişehir, especially in the north the shape goes a bit longer.
The thing is, Feneb knew what the Bollard meant. He looked at cities that started with an A and nothing else. And is that another Google car in the distance? I think it was. I would love
Your
to somebody...
eyesight is on spot today, Ziggy. I did not see it.
There was a car with
I
a long
do
thing
not
on
see
top,
it.
so...
Okay. Yeah, I would assume it's another Google car.
Can we get a quick zoom in? Oh, there! On Feneb's screen.
There it is.
That
Yeah,
looks
that's
like a-
definitely a Google car following the Google car.
And we are in Thailand, I think, with the Bollards, but where in Thailand is this? They're both going north because it's hilly,
Mountainous,
so...
of course, yeah. By default, you always go towards the north, and it is indeed. Up there, similar guesses, both in Lampang province, and we go over to the next round.
Again, no major mistakes made here in this matchup. We're staying pretty even.
Not at all, and we are in Taiwan in a valley, which makes you think it could be on the eastern side of the country.
Yeah, usually with these palms, you're mostly west. Like, I like more some southwestern valley, but maybe it's a fake meta.
Yeah, I mean, judging the terrain, the east makes more sense, but I do agree the trees are more towards the west. But I would trust the terrain more than some planted trees.
And that's why you trust terrain, that's why you trust Feneb.
On it. Yeah, Strefan pretty much covering both sides there, which were possible.
Yeah, both possible there. And finally going to a country that is finally a bit bigger. We do have diamond-shaped bollards. And is that readable?
Looks like 426th Avenue.
Yeah. Gonna scan for that one real quick.
Yep, they're on it. Feneb is on it.
He is scanning for it.
Strefan
If he finds this, I would be impressed, but because the numbering will reset so many times that you really have to find this, and this body of water will not be mapped. This just seems like something that wouldn't be mapped. And the thing is, what state is this? I immediately thought North or South Dakota.
Yeah, I was in the Dakotas as
But
well.
I think South Dakota more
one.
because of the bollards. Feneb's still scanning for this.
Double timer sound there, putting some extra pressure.
Ah, he is in South Dakota, never mind. And he almost found it? Maybe?
Almost. That's almost 1k damage down the board.
I'm honestly very impressed with how Feneb is playing so far. I mean,
Yeah,
if he keeps this up,
very well.
it's very hard for Strefan. And we move into a very based country, if you ask me. It does seem like we're in
New
Zealand. Now, the problem is I would need a copyright here, and I don't think any of the players will give me that one, so I don't want to make a guess based off this. But it definitely feels like North Island. Don't think this is South Island. Just feels like Northern. Could see a lot of places in the North Island, though.
The vibes do work, but
Feels like middle,
really
honestly.
hard to make a region guess here. I feel like surrounded by trees, of course, always makes it a bit harder to read the terrain and the landscape. Yes, we have them both plonking the same rough region. It's actually a bit further southeast.
Cling.
No points being made. We see the waves going through on either side. And we move on to the next one.
Yeah, not an easy round to get this. And what a round we have here. We are in Germany, and it says Bo Mike.
Does look like Bo Mike. Anyone heard of that company before?
Nope.
Neither did I. We have a marker on the bollard. I don't think it's a helpful one though.
It is helpful because it's not Bavaria. If that helps.
Hey, ruling out.
I'm trying to see the houses, but they look almost eastern, but the rest doesn't look eastern.
I would agree that one house, especially with the tint, does look, and we have a Bavaria plunk from both?
I guess so. I mean, maybe I'm misremembering the meta here, but I'm sorry, Steve, if that's the case. That is not Bavaria.
It is not Bavaria.
But it's not even eastern, it's south. Okay. Just near Rothenburg ob der Tauber, obviously.
Obviously.
What else? Big ups. Let's see if anybody called it in chat. I don't see it. We had a Brandenburg, NRW. Oh, we had one Baden-Württemberg by Nix. Nice one. And how do the region guess
We
this
are in
one
round
then?
8 already. I feel like this should be Mexico, but yeah, how do we make a region guess? It looks lush green.
I thought it's black car. I thought Northern Colo. Or is it just?
I
does
thought
it just look black?
I don't know if it's a shadow or actual black car, because it doesn't really look like Colombia to me. But could be. We have Strefan in Colombia.
Yeah, I quite like that guess.
I thought it's a Mexican pole, but I could be misreading that.
I mean, I'm just seeing the black car, and that's pretty much it.
And it is.
It is.
That will definitely be game.
One mistake by Feneb, already taken advantage of by Strefan.
Yep, and that's where the precision is so important. You always need to be on it. And the consistency as well.
And it's still like Strefan hasn't made a single big mistake yet. He hasn't lost that much health. Even in the moving game he lost, he didn't lose that much health. And now it's very tough for Feneb because I think it's in the NMPG thing, or NMPG game I should say, not thing, I think Strefan is favored.
Definitely, but we start off with a pretty difficult location here. Not much to work with. We have a canal.
We do have a canal, and it looks like Mexico, and there's two areas that you instantly consider then, which is Delicias and also Ciudad Obregón.
Yep, indeed.
But the sun is south, and Feneb is in Argentina. I don't like that.
I do not like that either. I was more in Mexico. Now, does Strefan think about a region guess or the country? He knows the country. Feneb probably happy to have that in round 1.
It is round 1, but come on, Feneb, look at the sun.
Hey, we could be wrong. The sun lies sometimes, but in this
it's very
I don't think it very
south. It's very south.
Yeah, very clear.
It is very south.
You can also use the shadow of the tree if you feel like you are reading that wrong, but look at that.
Whoa.
56 kilometers, and he loves to see that, getting this lead, especially in NMPZ, is what you love to see.
Well, that was quite the guess. I mean, as we move into Czechia or Slovakia or Germany.
I was in Germany.
I'm not seeing the house. The house looked Bavarian, low-key.
Yeah, we also have a mountain ridge to the south.
Oh,
why I do like their guesses. We're looking at the Alpines. Visible from Munich already.
Yeah, Wasserburg, I'm in. Is a possibility.
I feel like around Munich, it's not that many panels where you can see the mountain range, right? From Munich? I don't know. I feel like usually it's more visible the further south you go, but
we do have task road lines in this.
We have the white dots in the middle. Interesting car. Never mind. It's a part of the road. I thought there's an antenna sticking out.
Yeah, kind of looks like it. And we are just on the border.
I think it was just a road crack filling on the road, which made it look like an antenna.
You know, Strefan's still holding up the flawless, but does it really matter if he just has a bad guess on a round like this? Because we do have concrete pavement.
Not something you like to see if you ask Strefan. You only want a country plunk off from now on, and not a country toss up, because it can definitely happen here. I mean, with this type of pavement, you usually consider the Philippines or Thailand, sometimes Indonesia. Most common in Thailand and Philippines, though.
Yeah, I mean, the vegetation gives me more Thailand vibes in general. Like, this landscape doesn't feel like it belongs to the Philippines. And as you mentioned, like, Indonesia is a possibility, like, especially in Kalimantan or something, but I kind of like the Thailand guess here, I can't lie.
Yeah, I have no strong vibe here. I didn't think of South Thai, but maybe he's hedging towards
we will
Indonesia.
See. It is Philippines, and it's just in the middle.
Yep, wow, that is game. Strefan turning this game around after the moving game. Can you really call that a loss, though? They were both pretty much full health.
Yeah.
Strefan, I mean, he's not surprising me anymore. He's not surprising me anymore. Playing very, very strong.